I'm Allie Holschbach, and I'm a faculty member who does research and teaches in the field of neuroscience at NSU Florida, home of the Sharks. At a basic level, I study how hormones and the brain underlie social behaviors and anxiety, as well as the inverse, how social interactions and stress affect hormones and the brain. Recently, I've become focused on competition, so today I will tell you about the winner effect. Winning increases your odds of winning again in the future, and that phenomenon is called the winner effect. We have seen this pattern in sports teams, in fighters, and in human and non-human animals competing in the laboratory. What we know about the winner effect suggests that winning causes a surge of hormones like testosterone, which are rewarding and drive you to continue competing and be even more motivated and aggressive in future competitions. Losing can cause surges in other hormones, like stress hormones, which can drive retreat and reduce the odds of winning or even competing in the future. From male rodents, we also know that winning causes long-term changes in the brain. Interestingly, winning makes the brain more sensitive to testosterone, making future wins even more rewarding. I find that absolutely fascinating, but there's so much more to learn. For example, despite all of this knowledge about effects of competition on the male brain, we know very little about what winning or losing does to the female brain. I hope my work will begin to fill this gap. One reason women are not studied often in the winner effect is that female rodents have never been studied, so the only data to base hypotheses on comes from males, and that's quite a disadvantage. The reason female rodents are not studied is while it is easy to make male rodents compete, you just introduce them, aggression between females is much more rare. There is a context where female rodents or any female mammal will be consistently aggressive, and that is to defend her young. During pregnancy, various hormones and neurochemicals circulate throughout the body, including the nervous system, to alter the brain and thus prepare pregnant females for the many behavioral and physiological changes involved in motherhood. This enhanced neuroplasticity, which is what we call alterations in the brain, is what I studied during my graduate work. The behavioral changes involved in motherhood include highly motivated caregiving. This caregiving requires a lot of infant touch. It is actually that touch that maintains most of the behavioral and biological changes in mothers that were set up during pregnancy. For example, infant touch elevates mood and reduces anxiety. In addition to these changes in mood and emotion that help mothers focus on their infants, it also increases their aggression. Of course, this aggression is not directed at the infant, but rather toward any real or perceived threat, such as approach by a stranger. You've probably heard you should never approach a mama bear. This heightened aggression is seen in virtually every mammal species, including women and rodents. Understanding the intricacies of postpartum behavior, including aggression, will facilitate the study of the winner effect in female rodents. I'm excited to learn how winning affects the brain, hormones, and behavior of postpartum rats in my lab at NSU Florida. Inside the lab, I'm happy to say I include undergraduate and graduate trainees in all of my experiments, both on human and non-human models. I also teach outside the lab in neuroscience courses including Intro to Neuroscience, Research Methods in Neuroscience, Developmental Neuroscience, Behavioral Genetics, Drugs in the Brain, and Senior Seminar. And of course, all of our students are winners.